What up, YouTube? It's your boy Carter TV. Your boy on his way to work, but I got a quick story for y'all. So we're gonna get right into it. It's about two men, right? These two men. One is gay, happily. The other one is on a DL. Their relationship started in high school. Like I told you, one name is Daniel, gay and proud. The other one name is James. He's an athlete. Both of these men have one thing in common, and that's anime. You know, whenever they had a class together, they would talk about anime. For all those who watch anime, shout out to my anime watchers, man. Shout out to my anime watchers, you heard? Anyway, James knew Daniel was gay. You know, he never bullied him for it. You know, he never clowned him for it. He might have made jokes slightly here and there, but it was like mutual grounds type situation, you feel me? How their relationship started was one night after a good game. James and his team just like won some major important game for the season to get them into the playoffs. Right after that, you saw Daniel. Him and Daniel dapped it up type shit. It was like, you know, they was, you know, embracing with each other and whatever. And then James kissed him on the cheek, like, you know? And Daniel thought that was weird because he didn't think James was gay or any type of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of looked at him like, yo, what was that about? Like, and James kind of just ran off afterwards, right? So boom, after that happened, they, you know, the whole school and everybody who was celebrating met up at this lounge everybody go to, right? He saw James and he was like, yo, James, let me holler at you for a minute. Like, let me talk to you. So he pulled James to the side, whatever. And he was like, yo, what was that kiss about? He was like, nah, it was just a, you know, regular smooch, man. It wasn't nothing too major. I ain't think you would think nothing of it. He was like, but I do think something of it. Like, I want to know, I want to get a clear understanding, though. He's like, you know, I'm happy you my friend, man. That's it. And then he also told him, he was like, yo, if you're not doing that, you could come to the crib, we watch some anime. So Daniel looking at him like, watch some anime? So Daniel ain't think nothing of it. Plus, Daniel was getting bullied a lot at school because he was gay. You know what I'm saying? So it been times where people was bullying him and James stepped up for him like a best friend type shit. That's how their relationship became, and they started talking about anime and everything. So people started to leave him alone because of James. James was like a big brother type, best friend type shit. So he went over to his crib. James set up the TV so they could watch their animes and whatever. For whatever they didn't watch, they watched together. And they talked about it. And the night was started to get real light, right? It started to get real late. So Daniel was like, all right, man, it's time for me to head home type shit. So James was like, you don't gotta leave, you spend the night, you know what I mean? You could crash on my sofa or whatever. And Daniel was like, all right, cool, since it's that late and everything. And James saw him laying down. Now, Daniel is shaped like a thick-ass woman. He a big boy, and he's shaped like a thick-ass woman, you feel me? So I guess James kind of looked at him like, damn, you got a big booty, bro. Like, so Daniel ain't think nothing of it, like I said, because Daniel didn't think he was gay. He didn't give him that gay vibe. But during the night while Daniel was sleeping, James was cuddling under him. You feel me? And then Daniel woke up to him behind him type shit like, yo, Jay. Like cuddled up to him. And then he also felt his manhood press against his behind. So he was like, the fuck? He like, yo, James, man, what's really going on? He was just like, I'm curious, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm very curious. He said, curious about what? And then he went in for a full-blown kiss. And they was making out. And then they had sex. You feel me? They had sex. That was the day Daniel lost his virginity to another man. So after that, they became even closer. And what happens now is James didn't want everybody to know that he was into Daniel. So whenever Daniel would try to do some like cuffy shit or some real little sus shit, Daniel was like, yo bro, what you doing? So then you kind of got hip to it after a while. Like, yo, what's this about? He's like, I don't really want motherfuckers knowing I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people knowing I'm gay. I'd rather just keep this between me and you. So then he was like, why? Like, ain't you happy? Like, da 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 da. Like, we best friends. Like, I said, bro, it's an image thing. I don't really want people to know. You feel me? Like, I just rather keep this between me and you. Can you keep that privacy between me and you? So then you was like, all right, cool. Respected it. You know what I mean? He did look out for him. Da 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 da. So as time go on, you know, Daniel was confining into somebody else about it. You know what I mean? He wanted to be an item. He wanted to be a couple. James wanted to be low key. And that's when he was starting to get advice from other gay dudes that he knew. And they was telling him, like, James is probably just on the DL. He's on the down low. He's one of those guys who don't want people to know about him. He's scared if they get out, it's gonna ruin him. So they kind of informed him about it. And he kind of was just like, wow. So I'm just supposed to be his little closet secret. And then they was trying to, like, give him the best advice. You can either be his closet secret or you could just not be his friend at all if you feel that's so bad about it. So a night at a party, right? Daniel and James had an argument because Daniel was dating another young lady. And the girl was, you know, prancing about, I'm dating James. He got a big thing. You know what he doing, And Daniel overheard her. So he was feeling some type of way about it because he thought him and James was in love. And what happens now is he started drinking. And when he started drinking, he got drunk to the point where he would just start saying anything. Right? He was splurting out everything. Oh, bitches be happy about a nigga that's fucking me in the ass. With my dick in his mouth. Bitches be so happy to be sucking a dick that been in my booty hole. Like, he was just venting. You feel me? He was like really venting. So everybody's looking like and listening to him. So somebody cut down the music. And one of the girls like, yo, Daniel, who you talking about? Them damn football players. Like, he drunk out of his mind and shit. So James got one of him talking like, yo, you good, bro? So he looked at James like, if that isn't Mr. Superstar. How's your new lady? Did you tell her? Like, and everybody looking like, what the fuck going on? So James was like, I think you had one too many drinks. One too many drinks and one too many dicks. And then he went to go fondle James, and James jumped back like, yo, what the fuck you doing, dude? Come on, James, don't act like you don't miss me. Don't act like you don't love me. And he was drunk. You feel what I'm saying? He was like, and then he came up to James close in his face. Don't make me tell everybody how you like it in your ass. How you like a finger in your butt. So James punched him in his face and started beating him up. They had to pull James off him because it's something he whispered to him. One of the girls caught wind of what Daniel was saying. And she felt like that was wrong of James to beat him up. So she put the rumor out. Daniel and James slept together. So the whole school was knowing. So boom. After the whole school knew it was a rumor and shit, it kind of affected with James's game. So he made Daniel clear the air. After like a few weeks, he made Daniel clear the air type shit. Right? So after he did that, things went back to normal. The two boys didn't speak. Let's fast forward 3 years. Graduated high school. James is he's playing college ball. Daniel's going to school for fashion. See what I'm saying? He's going to school for fashion and shit, right? They linked up at James's college because it was a fashion show at his school. They finally linked up after 3 years. And, you know, James apologized to him. He was like, you know, I apologize for, you know, how shit ended with us. And James basically wanted to rekindle what happened. So then he was just like, he ain't want to, but then again, he wanted to. He missed James. James was his first. You feel what I'm saying? So after after really trying to show Daniel like he really want him and shit, flowers, candies, casual dates and shit like that. They finally started to date. Now they dating was just like high school. It was low key. It was very low key. Remember, James was one of the DL dudes. And after Daniel, it wasn't his first rodeo. He was also dating other men and sleeping with other gay dudes. But them other gay dudes knew what it was. They slept together, they kept it a secret, and moved on with their life. Daniel, on the other hand, he was gay and proud. You feel me? He wanted to be known that he's dating somebody that really loves him. You know what I'm saying? So, Daniel tried to post a picture of them together, and James wasn't going for it. And every time they argued, James would get abusive and start beating him up and shit. And this went on for about 3 years. After they graduated college, they messed around, they got beat up. Their relationship became a toxic situation. You see what I'm saying? It became very toxic. After graduating college, Daniel became a nice, well-known fashion designer. And James became an athlete, became a football player. And James was also married. He married a girl he met in college and had 3 kids with her, while Daniel was a fashion designer. And from time to time, James would sneak off to Daniel and have these relationships with him. You know what I'm saying? And whenever, James got mad, he took his frustration out on Daniel, making it a toxic, abusive relationship. And it got to the point where certain people started to notice that James was beating on Daniel. People who was close to Daniel knew what was up. But they were trying to tell him, like, get out that situation. Get a restraining order. People was informing him to do these things. And he just wasn't listening. So what happens now is, after not listening, and when he finally came to his senses, where he had a good opportunity to, make better himself with his fashion design line going on, he decided to break it off with James. He decided to break it off with James, and he told James, like, I don't want to do this no more. I want to live my life, be comfortable with somebody who makes me happy. You don't make me happy, you just like to have sex. And when you don't get your way, you abusive. So he was trying to basically tell him what it is, and James wasn't going for it. James was like, you ain't leaving me, you ain't doing none of that. This is forever. You gonna forever be my bitch, this and that and the third. You leave me, I'll beat the fuck out you, I'll kill you. So James was like, yo, I'm not going for none of that, I'm not going for none of that. So him and James had a big fight, and this is the first time James fought back. And these are 2 big dudes. You know what I'm saying? These are 2 big ass dudes fighting each other. And what happens now is, during this whole heated fighting, Daniel caught some arousement. Like, he was aroused at it. Like, because it was happening for so long, he became so intensified with it. And it made him aroused, and he knocked James out. And after he knocked James out, he gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? He gave it to him while he was knocked out. Straight, Like, he did that out of anger, though. He raped him, basically, out of anger, because he was being abused. He was being, feel like he was being used and whatnot. So I feel like he raped him out of anger. And he felt good about it. And he felt like he had one up on James. Like, motherfucker, I just did what you ain't want nobody ever to do to you. I'm the big dog now. Fuck with me if you want to, I'll let everybody know. And what happened was, he had a video of it. He had a video of him giving James the business. You know what I'm saying? So after that, he told James, fuck with me again, I'm putting the video out. James ain't want nobody to know. What happens is, he tried to make amends. And instead of trying to make amends, he ends up killing Daniel. And he ended up destroying the video. And before killing Daniel, Daniel was just like, yo, bro, come on, man, I love you, James. We've been friends for so long. Right before he killed him, he was just like, I was never going to put the video. I just wanted you to leave me alone and let me go my separate way. But you forced my hand. He was like, nah, you forced the hand. And he shot him right in his face. And then he buried his body deep in the woods. And what happened was, he made it seem like Daniel was into another dude on one of them dating apps, you know, those gay dating apps. He was making it like he was talking to somebody else, and then broke the phone, shattered it, and buried it somewhere else. Nobody never found Daniel or his killer. They questioned James about it. He ain't had nothing to say. The video he kept, and then one day one of his kids found the video, and the wife caught it and was like, "What the fuck is this?" And she was like, "You killed Daniel them all them times ago." Da 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 da. So she put the allegation together, and this is where the cops was just like, you know, the cops got involved because the wife found the video. She divorced him, took the kids, and called the cops and told them like James killed Daniel all those years ago, and this is why he didn't want people to know. This is why he didn't want people to know. So they ended up locking him up. He ended up doing life. And that's the story, y'all. Public message, man. Leave them abusive relationships alone, man. No matter if you gay, straight, trans, leave them type of relationships alone. Them just only end in the worst situations, you know what I mean? If you ever been in a toxic relationship, man, get up out of that. Get up out of that. That's not for you, man. It's your boy Carter TV, man. I'm out.